Computer. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Liz Geeslin, and I'm here with my beautiful, wonderful friend, Monica Toretto. And the other day, Monica called me about an incredible testimonial to some products that she's been using. And it was so powerful that we decided it would really be important to do a video that then we could share where other people that might be in more or less the same situation that this just might help. So I'm going to introduce Monica and then let her tell you her story. So Monica, introduce yourself and go ahead.
Thank you, Liz, so much. Yes, I'm Monica Toretto. I live in Arlington Heights, Illinois, which is northwest of Chicago. I was diagnosed in 2005 with MS and fibromyalgia in the same year. To say that was a devastating diagnosis is an understatement. And my doctor asked me what my goal was, and my absolute and only goal was to remain as mobile as possible for as long as possible. And I started this journey where I felt like a guinea pig. I tried different doctors, I tried different medications, I tried different supplements. I was virtually willing to try anything. Fortunately for me, I have this wonderful sister who is always looking out for me. And she heard of this incredible company called Modexis. And she passed that information along to me. And that is how I met Liz. And through Liz and Deb Callahan, I was introduced to the longevity product and the lift product and the tranquility product. I knew at this point in my life, I had absolutely nothing to lose by trying this. I live every day with debilitating chronic pain. You're like a time bomb. It never goes away. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know for how long. This diagnosis affects your life emotionally, physically, and financially. So you truly have to change the way you think about everything. And I'm constantly looking for ways to make improvements wherever I can. So I started out taking the longevity, and I was advised to take 4 a day, which I started doing. I stair-stepped my way up to that. And I started to notice this overall sense of well-being. It just was truly amazing. I have a lot of down time, and I have a lot of non-energy moments, a lot of fatigue, and I was feeling so much better. I mean, just a sense of wellness that I had not had. Well, come to find out, because I was truly not paying attention and through my own fault, I ran out of this fabulous product. But in a way, it was a blessing in disguise, because by running out of it, I found out how truly amazing it was working. When I was without it, I regressed back so far that it was debilitating. Throughout this pandemic, I have only been able, out of an abundance of caution, to leave my house maybe only 3 times. And that was just to see one doctor for treatments and to go to a memorial service that I helped to plan for my dear friend Barbara of 38 years, who I lost to COVID. So I was not in a good place at all, to say the least. All the things that I had been trying to do to keep myself mobile were going away, and everything was atrophying. And so now I don't have the longevity, and it's atrophying again. And I found myself in this horrific depression. And I'm not a depression girl. I'm an anxiety girl. I'll admit that full force, but not a depression girl. And this truly frightened me, because I had no idea how to get out of this. So as I learned more about the product, I jumped on, of course, and reordered this as fast as possible to get it there. And I decided that I wanted to add lift to my routine. So when I got the longevity back again, I took the time to stair step it back up to 4 a day. And I could feel that sense coming back to me that I had had before. This is why I know it works so tremendously well. So in this process, I had an appointment to go see my doctor for an epidural. I'm allowed to get a spinal epidural every 3 months, which really does help with mobility and with decreasing pain. And that makes it possible for me to kind of use my muscles and build myself up again. So I'm always thrilled, although it's not pleasant, to have it done. And the side effects can be uh, quite daunting. One in particular is this flushing that you get, which turns your face completely beet red like a tomato for about 3 days, and you just don't want anybody to see you, and it's tremendously uncomfortable. Well, I noticed on the longevity, the flushing never happened. It just went away completely. And I have to tell you, for anybody that knows what this is, that is a huge deal. This was amazing to me. This was one more horrible, yucky thing I did not have to deal with. So anyway, I go for my epidural. And in the process of doing that, you have to kind of remain still for 3 days. And I had made an appointment for my little rescue dog, Bo, to get groomed. He was in desperate need, and since everything had been closed down for all of these months, I had to get him in. And I had taken Lyft the week before. And that very first day, I felt a boost. I mean, it was immediate. I've not experienced that before with anything, believe me. And I felt this absolute boost. It was this surge of energy. It was incredible. And suddenly, there was no more fog rain, which is the absolute symptom of both of my autoimmune diseases. There was a clarity to all of my thoughts. But more importantly, there was this energy that I had not felt since I had been diagnosed with this disease. Sorry. And that is truly, that's the truth. Wow, this is pretty amazing. So I knew I wanted to get to 2 a day. So let's fast track this a little bit, shall we? So I decided to bump it up, and I gave myself about 3 days, and I added the second pill. So now we're into the week where I am going to take my dog, and I thought, I will go, I'll let well, maybe I'll go. And I just had this energy. I thought, I need to get out. I need to do something. And I thought, well, this won't be bad. It's not that bad. I'll just be in the car, and maybe I can run in and say hi to the groomer. And I had devised this system of using a walker or wheelchair to help me get around. I cannot walk unassisted for any length of time whatsoever. I can make my way around my place by holding on to things, but long distance walking, long distance standing was not in the cards for me. And so I decided the wheelchair was best because I could hold on to the handles. And then as we were going along, when I could no longer go, and I wasn't even walking that well to begin with, I could sit down and ride, and my friend could give me a push to the rest of the way. So I didn't have to stop, and we could continue to enjoy our outing. So we drive to the place, and there is a very big mall and a very large parking lot. And we parked in the handicap spot. And it's quite a ways from the door to get into where he's going to be groomed. And without even thinking, I opened the door, got out of the car, and started walking towards the building. And my friend Eric went, "Mon?" And I turned around and went, "Yeah." He goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Your wheelchair." And I said, "Oh my gosh." I said, I forgot. I literally forgot. My head did not even realize that I always wait for the wheelchair. I never just get out and go, but I did. And he said, "Well, do you want it?" And I said, no. Let me do this. Just let me do this. And he said, "Well, how about if I just come and you take my arm?" And I said, "No, I just want to do this. I think I can do this." Now, mind you, this is 8 months of me not ever doing this. And I walked all the way through that building, my mask on, stayed a social distance from everybody, 6 feet away, waited in line, waited for my lovely groomer to come out, had an entire conversation with her, let Bo go in, and walked back to the car, completely unassisted. I mean, he was looking at me, I was looking at him, and it just sort of hit. I got so emotional because not only did this amazing thing happen so quickly, not only did it boost me physically, it boosted me emotionally. This changed me. Suddenly, that horrific, crippling depression, it wasn't there. Something said, "Get out of that car and go." And I did. I mean, that's what Monica used to do before she had these things. I mean, I loved to go. I loved to be around people. I loved to work. All of these things that had to go away. Dance and choreography were my hobbies. I just never occurred to me. And so when we got back home, we were sitting there kind of processing this. And I thought, this is the most amazing thing I have come across. And the fact that it could be so immediate and so transforming, I knew that I had to share this.
Yeah.
So I called my sister and told her, and she was so excited.
Mhm.
And she thought that I should share it with other people as well. And I wanted to try out a little bit more. So I had two pieces of exercise equipment, very small, in my home. And one is kind of like a glider, and the other is you sit in a chair and like you're riding a bike. And I hadn't used them in I don't know how long, years. And I got on them and I could do them. I could actually do them. Not for great length of time to begin with, but I could do them. When you are used to being independent and that is gone, to be able to do it by yourself, unassisted, is just unbelievable. It was like a miracle.
Oh.
So I was really feeling emboldened. And my little guy that I took for the grooming is a rescue. And I rescued him a year ago. And I decided I was going to take him out in the hallway, put his leash on, and take him for a little walk by myself. So I did that, and I have a very, very long hallway, and I was able to make it halfway down and back with him. And for the first time ever in his life and mine, I walked my dog. And that was my dream when I got him, to be able to walk him. And I know that I will be taking that outside. I just know it. Because if you can imagine, this has only been a week and a half with the lift at 2, and obviously longer with the longevity. But the combination of the two have given me back my life, a part that I thought I'd never see again. And I promise you, I will never, ever be without these vitamins, these supplements, these magnificent products ever again, and hope that I can get off the medication that I'm on, because this is definitely working. When people, you'll hear them say things are a miracle, this truly is a miracle for me. My life has changed dramatically because of this, and I am so grateful. Thank you so much.
Oh, Monica, I am so, so happy that you were able to share this with us today, because the way I look at it, these kind of testimonials, if your testimonial helps just one other person, it will be worth it. I mean, that's the thing, is this is how we spread the word over things that are doing good. And, we know as the product users, how we feel, different things in our life that have changed. For me, it was not having to have carpal tunnel surgery. For you, now feeling your power within and feeling motivated, and then seeing that you are getting your life back, that you can, yes, there might be adjustments, but so much more, so huge change, just huge change. So I just appreciate you so much, love you dearly, and forward for us to be able to share this with the world, and just really, really feel just wonderful that you did this today.